every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray.
Costa Concordia, which tragically sank off the coast of Italy on January 13, 2012. Before the sinking, the ship was on a Mediterranean cruise, departing from Civitavecchia, Italy, with planned stops in ports such as Savona, Marseille, Barcelona, and Palma de Mallorca. However, on the night of the accident, the ship deviated from its course to perform a sail-past salute to the island of Giglio, closer to shore than was usual and planned. As the ship approached the island, it struck a rock formation known as La Scole, tearing a large hole in its hull. This collision caused immediate flooding and power loss, leading to a chaotic and ultimately disastrous situation. Despite efforts to stabilize the ship and evacuate passengers, confusion and miscommunication among the crew exacerbated the situation. The ship eventually listed heavily to its side, making evacuation extremely difficult and leading to the loss of 32 lives. The sinking of the Costa Concordia became one of the deadliest maritime disasters of recent times, sparking widespread criticism of the ship's captain, Francesco Schettino, who abandoned the vessel before all passengers were evacuated. The incident also raised significant questions about safety procedures, emergency preparedness, and the conduct of crew members on board large cruise ships. During the chaotic and harrowing moments, as the Costa Concordia was sinking, the actions of both the captain, Francesco Schettino, and the passengers played crucial roles in determining the outcome of the disaster. Schettino's decisions and conduct during this time would come under intense scrutiny and criticism, while passengers faced fear, confusion, and the desperate struggle for survival. Francesco Schettino, the captain of the Costa Concordia, initially downplayed the severity of the situation after the ship struck a rock formation, causing significant damage to its hull. Instead of immediately ordering an evacuation, he delayed the decision, leading to crucial minutes lost. Reports suggest he initially claimed the ship only suffered an electrical blackout and failed to acknowledge the extent of the damage. Passengers, meanwhile, found themselves thrust into a nightmare scenario. Initially unaware of the severity of the situation, many were enjoying the ship's amenities when the collision occurred. As alarms sounded and the ship listed, panic and chaos ensued. Passengers scrambled to locate life jackets and muster stations, but the disorganization and lack of clear instructions from crew members added to the confusion. As the ship continued to list and conditions on board deteriorated, passengers faced increasingly perilous circumstances. Some found themselves trapped in flooded areas, or struggled to find a way to safety as the ship's interior became increasingly hazardous. The darkness and the sound of creaking metal added to the sense of impending doom. Rescue operations were further complicated by the geography of the area, with the Costa Concordia resting partially submerged close to the shore of Giglio Island. This proximity allowed some passengers to swim ashore or be rescued by local fishermen and emergency responders, while others had to be airlifted to safety by helicopters dispatched to the scene. In the aftermath of the disaster, survivors recounted tales of terror and heroism, while families mourned the loss of loved ones. The sinking of the Costa Concordia served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of modern cruise ships and the importance of effective safety protocols and competent leadership in maritime emergencies. Ultimately, the actions of both the captain and the passengers aboard the Costa Concordia during its final moments underscored the critical importance of preparedness, clear communication, and decisive leadership in crisis situations at sea. The tragedy prompted widespread calls for reforms within the cruise industry and renewed emphasis on safety training and procedures to prevent similar disasters in the future. Following the sinking of the Costa Concordia, significant safety changes were implemented within the maritime industry to prevent similar disasters and enhance passenger safety. These changes included revisions to safety regulations, improvements in emergency procedures, and increased focus on crew training and accountability. One of the most notable changes was the tightening of regulations governing cruise ship navigation and safety protocols. Authorities worldwide including the International Maritime Organization (IMO) and individual maritime agencies, conducted comprehensive reviews of existing regulations and introduced new measures to address vulnerabilities exposed by the Concordia disaster. These measures included stricter guidelines for route planning, navigation in hazardous areas, and mandatory safety drills for passengers and crew. Emergency preparedness and response procedures were also overhauled. In response to the Concordia tragedy, cruise lines were required to conduct more frequent and realistic emergency drills to ensure that passengers and crew members were adequately trained to respond to various crisis scenarios. Emphasis was placed on improving communication systems, evacuation protocols, and the coordination of rescue efforts with local authorities. Additionally, there was a greater emphasis on enhancing the accountability of ship captains and crew members. The conduct of Captain Francesco Schettino, who abandoned the Costa Concordia before all passengers were evacuated, highlighted the need for stronger oversight and adherence to established protocols. Cruise lines implemented measures to reinforce the authority of ship captains and hold them accountable for ensuring the safety and well-being of passengers and crew in emergency situations. Technological advancements also played a crucial role in enhancing safety. In the wake of the Concordia disaster, cruise ships were equipped with state-of-the-art navigation systems, including advanced radar and sonar capabilities, to improve situational awareness and avoid collisions with underwater hazards. Furthermore, the development of sophisticated emergency response systems, such as integrated communication networks and automated distress call mechanisms, facilitated more efficient coordination of rescue operations. Overall, the sinking of the Costa Concordia prompted a comprehensive re-evaluation of safety practices within the maritime industry, leading to the implementation of numerous reforms aimed at minimizing the risk of similar incidents in the future. These changes reflect a collective commitment to prioritizing passenger safety and ensuring that cruise ships adhere to the highest standards of maritime safety and security. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share.
Purpose to overcome, but try to do what you love when it's said and done. Cause there's so many differences in each of us. Trust your gut, it can show you what you want. Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want,